If you have PCOS and you're trying to conceive, then I want you to listen up, because I actually have tons of tips for you and a completely different perspective, one where you can get pregnant. So if you're trying to conceive, then I want you to listen to this. First of all, I actually have a free class that I'm hosting this weekend all about this, because I cannot do 40 minutes of what I'm going to talk about in 10 minutes justice. So if you are looking for extra help, then let me know in the comments below and I will get you set up. First of all, I want you to think of your car for a moment, okay? Say there was engine problems, or maybe there was something going on with the transmission, and a mechanic had told you it's going to be really difficult for you to get from point A to point B. And if you do want to get there, it's probably going to be pushing it. It might not make it. But if you do this work before this trip, then it will definitely get you there. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be like it's brand new. But all of these parts are going to be working together and it will get you there. I want you to think of that like PCOS. Right now, with a diagnosis of PCOS, or maybe it's just that you think that you have PCOS, you're having difficulty getting from point A to point B, which is you right now becoming pregnant and having a healthy conception with a really beautiful baby. That seems difficult because there are some things that need to be fine-tuned. We need to get the body back into a state of balance. And by working on that, rather than taking pharmaceutical medication, focusing on a natural approach can help get that body back to a state of balance. So in the previous video, I talked about mindset and how if we think that we won't become pregnant, then we won't become pregnant. But if we take on in us and we say to ourselves, I am so grateful for my fertility, I know that this will work, I know that it can, and I know that it will, then guess what? It's going to happen. So mindset is a huge portion of it. But also, we want to look at the state of balance in the body and getting the body back to a state of balance. And I talk all the time about the regulation of iron, but that is really what it comes down to. Because when iron can't move, that causes a lot of stress on the body. And when there's stress on the body, just like when we feel stress, it has difficulty doing things. So for example, if you were to think about your eggs, okay? Your eggs, when they are ready to be fertilized, have hundreds of thousands of mitochondria in them. And why is that important? Because in your cells in your body, just like a general cell, that has, for every one cell, has 500 mitochondria. And while that might seem like a lot, if you were to go to the heart has 10,000 mitochondria per cell. That's a lot. Well, for the egg that's ready to be fertilized, that actually has anywhere between 100,000 to 600,000 mitochondria in it. So that means that there is a lot of energy going into creating that little being. Well, what can that mean when you have PCOS? It means that your body is struggling with a lot of other things and it doesn't have the energy to put through reproduction. So whether you're struggling with hair loss or irregular periods or maybe facial hair, there are all of these different signs that iron is dysregulated and it's taking that energy. So I want you to think of PCOS like taking your car to the mechanics. There are natural ways to go about fixing that car and getting it back to a state of balance where you can go from point A to point B, and it doesn't have to be this lifelong sentence where you won't conceive, because it's not true. And that drives me insane that women are being told that, because absolutely, if you were to leave the car the exact same how it is and it's not running properly, then yeah, going from point A to point B will be difficult. But that does not have to be the case. You can absolutely get your body back and you can get it to the point where you are healthy, where your wellness is thriving, and where you have really amazing fertility. So I want you to think about that and let me know if you are interested in coming to my free class, because I would love to have you there.